Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies for this evening, Miss Megan Sainsbury. Good shout out for Megan. Megan is a member of our senior class executive board and also for the past 2 years, our Board of Education student rep. Megan.
Thank you, Mr. Brinker. Good evening. I am pleased to serve as a Master of Ceremonies for tonight's commencement. Let me take this opportunity to extend my personal welcome to everyone. I truly hope you enjoyed this evening's program. Please stand and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would now like to present our West Senior Vocal Jazz students who will lead us in the National Anthem. At this time, please join me for the invocation. We thank you, Lord, for bringing us here today. We thank you for our parents whose undying support and love have guided us through many difficult times, and for our teachers who graciously taught us more than we realized. We thank you for your unfailing faithfulness that has protected us to this point. We ask that you guide us and protect us. Give us wisdom, strength, and courage to face what life has ahead of us. And we pray that you would bless those who love, support, and care has brought us to where we are today. We praise you and thank you. Please be seated. We are joined this evening by distinguished and special guests. Please rise as you are welcomed to the ceremony. We would like to welcome our Superintendent, Mr. Matthew Bystrak, to our commencement ceremony. We would also like to acknowledge members of our school board. President, Mrs. Elizabeth Gates, and trustees, Mrs. Janice Dalbo and Mr. Edmund Bedient. And our principal, Mr. John Brinker. We are pleased to welcome District and Building Administrators, Dr. Jonathan Ceremony, Dr. Sharon Logren, Mr. John Dalbo, Ms. Carol Bush, Mr. Andrew Winnick, Dr. Kristen Frawley, Dr. Robert Merkel, Mrs. Carmelina Persico, Mrs. Alana Cala Buscarino, Mrs. Donna McManus, Mr. Patrick Smith. In addition, we are joined by special guests, Mrs. Rosemary Godwin, Mrs. Jean Kishbau, retired kindergarten teacher, and Mrs. Sydney Harkey and Mrs. Loretta Sinkowski, our class advisors. We are also pleased to welcome teachers and staff. And of course, we welcome all parents and relatives of the class of 2023 present here with us today, as well as those viewing via our live cast. Thank you for all for attending the graduation ceremony for the class of 2023. Last but not least, I would like to welcome the graduating class of 2023. It seems as if it was only yesterday we were taking our first steps into West as a freshman. Some of us thought this day would never come. We have had 4 great years at West Seneca West. Despite all of the challenges we encountered during this historic time, we have come together to look out for each other, to be kind to one another, and to persevere. It is during difficult times that we show our West pride, strength, and grit. The class of 2023 will be memorable for coming together during extraordinary times. Our positive memories together of the past 12 years are our focus this evening. This is the beginning of the rest of our lives. As we venture out into the real world, I want to wish you all the best of luck in the future. Congratulations to the class of 2023. It is my pleasure to call to the podium one of our assistant principals, Mrs. McManus, and our class salutatorian, Aria Dussel.
Thank you, Megan. I would like to introduce our class salutatorian, Aria Dussel. Aria is number 2 in her class with a weighted 3-year average of 100.819. Aria has completed advanced placement courses in world history, U.S. history, biology, and calculus. She has pursued additional college-level coursework in English, French, and pre-calculus. These courses hold the combined potential for 22 college credits. Aria has also been involved in the school community through her participation in Science Honor Society, French Honor Society, National Honor Society, Tri-M Honor Society. She has been a Key Club officer, participated in string ensemble, musical pit orchestra, and varsity field hockey. She has also been extensively involved in community organizations, such as one that's very near and dear to my heart, the Greater Buffalo Youth Orchestra, Buffalo Field Hockey Club, and she volunteers for Buffalo String Works. She has been named as a Student of Excellence, Scholar Athlete, University of Rochester Frederick Douglass Award winner, and received multiple Kiwanis Awards. Aria has earned a Regents Diploma with advanced designations with honors and has achieved mastery in math and mastery in science. Aria will be attending SUNY College of Environmental Science and Forestry. At this time, we would like to recognize LJ and Charles Dussel, the proud parents of Aria, on such a momentous and special occasion. Congratulations to you, Aria, and to your family. We tried.
Thank you, Mr. Brinker and Mrs. McManus. Hello, class of 2023. We did it. Now it's off to the real world. Or for some of us, another 4 years of school and then the real world. A little scary, right? But this is what naturally comes next. People often say, enjoy being young while you can before the dull monotony of a 9 to 5 or the pattern of whatever your daily life will entail. Of course, there's the old Confucius saying, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. But how are we supposed to know right now in this moment what we'll love for the next 50 years of our lives? I can't even listen to the same music for a week and feel the same way about it that I did on Monday by the time Friday comes. There may be some of you that have always known what you wanted to do, and that's exciting for you. But for the majority of us, we are still figuring this out. And even if you have your dream job, work is still work. As we navigate the future, I would like to offer you 2 pieces of advice. The first stems from a childhood memory with Cindy Camella, my GMA. Over the summers, when I was younger, I would spend countless nights at my grandparents' house while my parents would work. Oftentimes, she and I would go out for a backward supper, which entailed eating ice cream before we had dinner. It was something I looked forward to, but I always hated deciding what flavor to get, so I would tell her to surprise me. As I got older, we started going together less as I would get ice creams with friends instead. I started having to order on my own, so to make it easy, I would get a vanilla cone or a twist. One day last year, I decided to get sprinkles on my ice cream, a decision that was atypical for my traditional order. Yet, this tiny detail made the ice cream 1,000 times better. How had I gone so long without trying it? After that day, sprinkles have become a staple in my ice cream order as they make my day a little brighter. Similarly, when I was younger, I had a swing set in my backyard with 3 swings on it. Whenever my cousins came over to my house, my cousin Cole and I would often claim the 2 good swings. We would swing for hours, pretending we were spies commanding a jet on our way to complete a mission, or that it was a spaceship and we were astronauts on our way to the moon. Even though there were 3 swings, we wouldn't let any of his siblings on the 3rd one because they were only for the big kids. But as we got older, we started to swing less and less, and the younger kids took our place. 2 years ago, my parents had the swing set removed since I hadn't gone on it for a few years, and they wanted to do some landscaping in the backyard. Truthfully, I had not thought about it for some time, but a few weeks ago, I saw one of my cousins swinging at a relative's house and thought, hey, I should join him. The more I swung and the higher I went, the more carefree I felt. It brought me back to 8-year-old me, ascending to new heights with the wind in my hair and not a care in the world. I had forgotten the fun that could come from doing something as childish as swinging. I didn't just mention these experiences to reminisce on the past, though. I offer them as a reminder of 2 important things. The sprinkles are a reminder to make life a little sweeter wherever you can. It doesn't have to be as literal as I have made it, but it can be something like going for a walk and appreciating the nature around you, or listening to an old favorite song that is too embarrassing to admit you still like. Or perhaps calling up an old friend or playing a video game that you used to look forward to every day after school. Don't forget that moments of happiness can be found so easily. The swings are a reminder to keep a sense of childlike wonder within you. Even though we are nearly adults and have a mountain of responsibilities that lie ahead of us, we must take time to feel as free as a child on a swing. Don't allow life to weigh you down. Take a moment to set any burdens aside and remember that problems are temporary if you can find beauty in any situation. We have our whole lives to work out the big problems, so instead of falling into the pattern of adulthood, where your life revolves around work, remember to take a step back and appreciate what life has given us now. Even though we are now grown up, hold on to the joy that came so easily as a child. So the next time you see a swing, go on it.
Thank you, Aria. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Bystrak, to address the graduating class of 2023.
So how about another round of applause for Aria? I absolutely love that speech. And I will have some sprinkles on my ice cream. Thank you. I love that. So I'd like to say a couple things. One is when I started doing this 6 years ago, I didn't need these. So I will just say, first of all, to all of our graduates, I don't think you're going to hear this enough, but I honestly am incredibly proud of all of you. There's been a lot of things, a lot of adversity. Let's COVID aside, just in general in your life growing up, going through adolescence, there's a lot of adversity that you've overcome to be here today. And this is not nothing. This is a big deal to be able to get here and be here on this stage right now and to be able to walk across the stage and get a diploma from the Seneca West High School. Also, I would have to say, too, as far as some of your family and your supports that are here right now, too, kids, can we just give them a little round of applause here, too? Typically, our students don't get here without the support from all of their family and friends. It really does take a village, not to quote a cliche here too, but it's serious. So anytime I come to graduation speech, I always like to kind of collect my thoughts and think to myself, what is it that, I kind of imagine myself sitting down and having a conversation with my own kids. So I did that again tonight, and if this goes well, I will be giving them the same speech tomorrow if I can. So tonight, I wanted to talk to you just a little bit about the concept of optimism. All right, it's one of those things from my perspective that I think it's taken for granted these days. We all say, oh yeah, we can be optimistic, but I think it takes a little more work than that. So generally speaking, when you think about being optimism, it's generally having hope and seeing things through a positive light, through a lens of, hey, things are going to be okay, this will work. It's waking up in the morning with hope in your heart. And honestly, there's probably very few things in this world that are better than that, and there are definitely not a lot of things that are worse than waking up without hope in the morning. And it's actually, I'm going to kind of tap into what Aria said in terms of just childhood. Honestly, I think to myself, when I think of the word optimism, I think about when I was, a little kid, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And it just brings me back to, it's summer, and you're just waking up in the morning. The way my bedroom was set up, my bed was right against a window, and my favorite thing in the world to wake up, it sounds crazy, but I loved it when I just feel a breeze coming through the window in the morning, because I would be filled at that point with just, hey, the day is mine. Like, there's endless opportunities, and I would have that hope. And I didn't know what was going to happen that day, but I knew it was going to be good. All right, and I just keep that in mind, and I guess I challenge you, all of our students, to find that kind of optimism, find that kind of hope in the mornings, when you wake up each day. Now, one of those things, as I said, I think it's often overlooked or underrated, just the importance of hope and optimism in your own lives. And honestly, you start scrolling through your social media accounts, it might be very easy for you to sort of write it off and say, optimism, not so much. But listen, I'm the superintendent of a school district with about 6,000 kids. I can tell you that's a fairly large district in New York State. I believe on any given day of the week, doesn't matter what's going on, that the world is still mostly good. I need you to believe that, all right? Because you guys are the ones that are going to be shaping our futures in this world. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's only 51% good and the rest something else, I still believe that, all right? I'm not sure I can get out of bed in the morning if I didn't feel that even endured through some of my toughest days, that the world is still mostly a good place. So I did bring some research here. I know you're excited about that, okay? So aside from some of the obvious benefits to seeing the world through an optimistic lens, just feeling generally good, the National Institute of Health actually did some research on this. So this is what they said about people that are generally considered optimistic. They are more confident and viewed as, finger quotes, nicer people. I like that. They're better problem solvers. They tend to feel that they have more control over their lives and tend to act accordingly, kind of have that internal locus of control where they're going to take action on something and say, hey, this might be a tough situation, but I think I'm going to step in and get involved here. They've also cited a connection to better physical and mental health for people that are generally considered to be optimistic. They're more resilient to stress, and they generally have a better overall quality of life. Something I would add to that, honestly, is that people that are optimistic tend to be contagious. It's infectious. I know people don't like saying those two words, but we're out of COVID now, I can say it. All right? That generally speaking, if you are an optimistic person, all right, it doesn't mean you have to be jumping all over the place, but people around you you're going to set the tone. All right? It's pretty tough to be the total Debbie Downer and bring people down. So if you maintain an optimistic outlook, doesn't matter what the situation is, all right, you are more likely to have other people around you that are going to act accordingly as well. So now I'm not going to lie to you here, okay? It does take some work, all right? And this is what I think people underestimate sometimes. Being optimistic doesn't mean that you have all the answers to everything. It doesn't even mean that you've taken any action, all right? You're in a slump, something's not going right for you. Before you take any action whatsoever, it's about that, what I like to call a mental reframing, where you kind of take a step back and say to yourself, all right, is this really a problem, or is this just an opportunity? All right, I remember a number of years ago, it was a different job that I had, and I was asked by my boss, I said, listen, I know this is only your job here right now, and we can't pay you anymore, but we'd like you to do this extra work. And at first I was kind of like, okay, what's this all about? Thought about it, went home, I even talked to my wife a little bit, but eventually, and she kind of just said, hey, suck it up, do the work. I did. I got promoted. My boss was impressed. It worked out well for me. And the moment I decided that I was going to take an optimistic sort of outlook on the situation was when things started to change, not the other way around. Nothing had to happen other than I had to reframe the way that I looked at it. And I live by those words every day. So, in my experience, I will also say, too, that optimistic people tend to be pretty reflective people, all right? And they tend to notice some of the smaller things in life. That if something changes for the good, no matter how small it is, they're good at picking it out and saying, good's good, progress is still progress, no matter how small. They see that granular movement in a good direction. All right, so here's the most important part of being optimistic, though, okay? And this is actually something I was at a training, I don't know how many years ago, 5-6 years ago. And this has resonated with me ever since, this whole idea. Give people the benefit of the doubt. As a society, generally speaking, you're going to be required to interact with other people through work, through whatever. Assume that the people around you do not have negative intentions. In fact, assume that they have good intentions. I think the way that they expressed it to me, which has always resonated, was presume that other people have positive intentions and that no one's targeting you. All right. If for no other reason, then I can tell you right now, people generally speaking you're going to encounter in life don't have time to walk around putting bullseyes on people's backs. They don't have time. They may be trying to meet another goal that might be different from yours. That's different. All right. And the happiest people that I know are the ones that know the difference between somebody who they're working with or who they're around, who's targeting them, which is rare, and somebody who actually just has a different goal. Some of that, to believe it or not, goes back to this whole, if you've ever heard of Stephen Covey, your 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, creating those win-win situations. All right. That's critical. All right. So again, happiest, most successful people that I know in this world, happiest or most productive organizations are where people give people the benefit of the doubt. All right. The world's not out to get you. All right. Don't personalize things just because somebody is doing something that might be a little different than the way that you want them to do it. All right. And you can think of it. If you think hard enough, it's easy to kind of go that route. Wow, this person did this and I wanted them to do that. Different goals. So the other thing I'm going to say, too, is I'm not asking you to put your head in the sand and assume that the whole world is just rainbows and sunshine and unicorns everywhere. I know that's not the case. But you can all acknowledge negativity without turning on it yourself. You can still have a positive and optimistic outlook on things, kind of a can-do outlook, without going over to the without, and still say, yeah, this bad thing happened. What are we going to do about it? All right, because I'm just going to go back to this. When you assume that other people have negative intentions, all right, you are reducing any capacity that you have to be able to work with this person or this group when you start thinking that their intentions aren't good. Because what happens is people go on the defense. They go to their corners. They shut down communication and creativity. Chances are you're going to find yourself looking back and kind of regretfully and saying, we've accomplished nothing here. And likely just because you had different viewpoints on things, not because anybody was out to get anybody. So, all right, we're bringing it to the end here. Don't worry, folks. You're being a great audience here. But here's some good news I have for you on that optimistic thread, all right? So one of the things that I often hear when I talk to people from other communities, I talk about West Seneca, all right? West Seneca. People from West Seneca are salt of the earth. They're down to earth. They're relatable. What you see is what you get. I'm not sure there's a greater compliment that you can give to a person or a group of people than saying, they're sincere. They're upfront. They don't put on airs, right? That's kind of West Seneca. So to me, I think you're all just kind of sort of predisposed just by being a part of this community, which honestly lends itself nicely to that sort of sincerity and optimism that I've been talking about here. Assume the best in people, and usually they're going to rise to meet your expectations, okay? Just keep that in mind. If you assume the best in people, many cases, most cases, I would say, they're going to want to sort of do what, or meet your expectations. They don't want to disappoint. Why would you want to live any other way, is what I would say. And to some degree, you're sort of prescribing their behavior for them, so. All right, circling back to the present moment. All right, I can tell you right now, the next 5-10 years of your life, you're going to go through some massive, massive changes. All right, and they're going to be great, but I can tell you right now, look back 5-10 years from now, you may not recognize the person you are right now, and I'm going to guess that it's going to be for the better. There's going to be high highs, definitely. There's going to be low lows that make you very much appreciate the high highs and all the other good things in your life. What I would say is if you can just promise me to approach each new experience with a sense of optimism, you're not going to be disappointed. All right, so folks, to all of you, a couple things. Good luck to you. Congratulations to all of you. And make sure that you always put sprinkles on your ice cream. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bystrack. At this time, we would like to pay a special tribute to seniors who are entering the military. It is with great pride that we introduce several of West Seneca West's most courageous graduates that will be entering the armed forces following graduation. It brings us great confidence to know that these young men will be serving our country in the armed forces of the United States of America. Please stand as your name is called. The following student has committed to the United States Marines. Lucas Castleberry, son of Mr. and Mrs. Castleberry. The following student has committed to the United States Army. Leo Romanchuk, son of Miss Julie Witt. You are truly admirable for the decision you have made. We wish you and your families the very best. Would the audience please join me in a show of appreciation to these students and their families. Good luck and Godspeed. I would now like to introduce our principal, Mr. Brinker.
Thank you, Megan. Good job, Leo. Good job, Lucas. Many of our students have received scholarships and awards from local businesses and community organizations. On June 13th, we were very proud to recognize 62 of our students who benefited from the West Seneca community's generosity and support. Would all of the students who receive scholarships or financial awards please stand and be recognized? There's 62 of you. Please be seated. Well done. The class of 2023 awards total that has been offered from our community is $95,533 in scholarships. We can clap on that. West Seneca is generous, and we thank you all for your support for our students in school. At this time, I would like to recognize the following students who have earned and have been designated as the academic top 10 of the class of 2023. These students have demonstrated excellence in academics. The range for their overall weighted grade point average is 99.552% to 101.142%. Please stand and be recognized. Well done. In addition, we have our students who have put forth tremendous effort in their academics and have achieved a grade point average of 90% and above. Please stand at this time to be recognized. Well done. As you may have noticed, many of our students wear cowls, stoles, cords, and medallions, which designate various honors deemed upon them by their honor societies and academies. Their meanings is listed in the program this evening. At this time, we'd like to highlight our graduates for their participation and membership in honor societies. All students who are members of honor societies, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Now, we would like to highlight our graduates for their participation and membership in the Academy program. All students who are members of academies, please stand and be recognized. Congratulations to all these students. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Smith to introduce our class valedictorian.
This is such a great honor. My parents, when I was young, hoped I was going to be number one in the class. I ended up 86th. But tonight I get to introduce number one, so look at me now, Mom and Dad. Our class valedictorian is Alexandra Gelinas. Alexandra, yeah, let's give her a round of applause. Alexandra is number one in her class with a weighted 3-year average of 101.142%. I taught math, that's a lot. Alexandra has completed advanced placement courses in world history, U.S. history, biology, chemistry, and calculus. She has pursued additional college-level coursework in pre-calculus, French, statistics, and English. These courses hold the combined potential for 28 college credits. Yeah. Alexandra has been extensively involved in the school community throughout her participation in varsity soccer, Key Club, National Honor Society, Science Honor Society, French Honor Society, and French Club. She has been named a Student of Excellence, received multiple Kiwanis Awards, selected for the George Eastman Young Leaders Award, and was named a Community All-Star throughout Business First. Alexandra has earned a Regents with Advanced Designation with Honors Diploma and has achieved mastery in math and mastery in science. She has met all the requirements to earn the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. Alexandra will be attending the University of Buffalo Honors Program to pursue a major in computer science and engineering. At this time, we would like to recognize her parents, Mary and Glenn Gelinas, the proud parents of Alexandra. Alexandra, it is our honor to present you with a medal and our best wishes for the future. Congratulations.
All three.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Brinker and Mr. Smith, and good evening to everyone joining us tonight. Before my grandmother passed away, she gave each of her grandchildren an envelope with money pressed flat between thick cardstock. Now when I think back to that day, I don't remember whether we were all at her house for Christmas or New Year's or someone's birthday. But I do remember how I felt as I opened the card to see the largest sum of money I'd received all at once. It was absolutely thrilling. I was the type of kid to hold on to any birthday money or change I found in the parking lot, and later on, I would put it all into an envelope and hide it under my socks so no one else could touch it, especially my brother. Despite that transitory excitement, I was so extremely confused. Of course, I'd come to understand it later, but I was a little kid, and I wanted to know right then and there. It all started to click when she went to the nursing home and then to a hospital that I was too young to go inside of to visit her. That had been her last gift to us, and she'd given us everything she had. I found out through my mom that my grandmother saved every dollar she got on holidays and even her own birthday. She didn't spend money on herself to buy something new or to get her hair done. Rather, the money went into a shoebox in her closet, a shoebox that was very different from my envelope. I regularly dug up and counted the money I'd stashed. There were semi-weekly withdrawals throughout the summer that funded bike rides to the corner store to buy giant chocolate chip cookies the size of my face, whose sticky, messy wrappers got thrown out into one of my poor neighbor's trash cans. And every year or two, the envelope got emptied completely on some major fixation. On the other hand, I think my grandmother's shoebox was only open to put money in. The fee for a withdrawal at that piggy bank was so high it would have been ludicrous to take anything out. So, she saved it for those she loved, for those she wanted to give a push to, for those she wanted to be better off than she ever was. She lived according to this spirit of good doings and selflessness. Grandma said she'd done what she was put on this earth to do and that now it was finally her time to rest peacefully. She had nowhere near everything she ever wanted, yet was satisfied. She was stoic and tough, yet gave her love as if it were worth its weight in gold, and it truly was. Through her, I was able to learn what giving, or serving, whatever you want to call it, truly means. It's how we show our humanity to one another, how we show compassion, love, and trust. As we put our efforts towards others, we place our trust in them to do what's right. While we've grown up, we saw how others lived, and while we mature, we see how others love. So, to my classmates, I hope that as we start to grow as young adults, we may find those we'd like to give our own shoeboxes to, as life is better surrounded by those you love. There are undoubtedly going to be periods in these next few years, wherever you may be, that will challenge everything in you. But you're not alone, so lean on those around you. And when those you cherish struggle, hold them up with all your strength. I think that Stephen Colbert strung it together better than I can when he said, "Try to love others and serve others, and hopefully find those who love and serve you in return." We've all worked hard this past 4 years to get here, so congratulations, class of 2023.
Congratulations, Alexandra. Now, I would like to introduce to you our guest speaker, Officer David Jarzik.
I don't know why I brought my program up. I guess I'm a little nervous. And, you all look pretty cool in those robes. I just so happen to... Oh my God, Mr. Brinker, there's a robe right here. Oh. Little, yes, way. They said no way, of course way. There's a cop in a Ric Flair robe. This school's in real trouble. Well, see, we're already starting it. Somebody read my script. Well, class of 2023. What's going on? How are you? Before I begin, I think I need to properly introduce you as a class. I think everybody in attendance tonight needs to know just who you are. If we remember senior day, and I see some of you already have, we did a little wooing that day. So I'm going to do a little wrap up here. I'm going to give you a little point. And when I give you that point, I want you all to give me your very best woo! Friends, family, teachers, any staff from you just randomly wants to get in on this, all good. Let's get it going in here. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce you to the Regents exam passing. Not bad, but we got more. The AP class dominating. getting better. The COVID pandemic smashing. Limousine riding, jet flying, wheeling, dealing, sons of a gun. And I believe this world is going to have a hard time holding down the class of 2023. Now give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Oh, somebody got a long one. Woo! You know, class of 2023, I began to reflect on your journey, and I think it's necessary out of respect to acknowledge it. You were freshmen, new to the high school, fall of 2019. Just as you were finding your stride, the world shut down in an unprecedented way in the spring of 2020. You didn't step foot back into the building until early 2021, and even when we returned, we wore masks around each other until March of 2022. We couldn't see each other smile, we couldn't see each other laugh, and you couldn't see the irritation on my face when Mr. Smith would tell another lame dad joke. As building leaders and educators, we weren't sure how this would affect you. I shared the concerns. Are they going to struggle academically? Will they struggle learning how to interact with each other? Will they feel sorry for themselves that COVID robbed them of a full high school experience? I stand before all of you this evening to say the answer to those concerns is a resounding no. The world dealt you a tough hand, and you all rose to the challenges and sit here tonight, in my opinion, as a talented, well-rounded, and resilient group of young leaders that will change this world in any way you choose. The lesson here, it is never what happens to you in life that truly affects you. It is how you respond. You were given a test from the world on resilience, class of 2023, and you all passed this test without even knowing it. Never forget that. So I have been given this opportunity to speak to you tonight, just to share a couple of stories from my journey here in life, to hopefully inspire you along your path ahead. I remember back in my high school days, we had a snow day. Not because it was snowy, but because it was super cold and windy and awful out. So as a young, responsible high schooler, I thought, yes, day off, it's video game time. And I'm going to start off with about 5 bowls of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and have me a day. Cheerios, come on. I heard that. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is legit, right? I heard that. My father, had a different plan for me during the day. He was building a gigantic garage behind our house, came to my room and said, dress warm, you're helping me prep for the concrete work to be done in the garage. I thought, are you kidding me? We have off of school because of the weather. I have to work outside all day now. This is not fair. It's too cold. I should be playing video games. I was shivering cold for hours, but I received a very important lesson that day that I will never forget. It was a lesson in hard work, grit, and determination. My great uncle Eugene was helping us that day. He was long since retired at that time, but there he was helping us with a light spring jacket and no gloves. You heard that correctly, people. A light spring jacket, no gloves. Exactly. I heard that. His hands were beet red. I knew he had to be cold, but he never complained. He worked his tail off and was laughing all the while, having a great time with my dad. I remember thinking, what is wrong with these guys? Are they crazy? I should be on my 3rd bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As much as 17-year-old Dave complained at getting robbed of a snow day, 37-year-old Dave stands before you today to tell you that is one of the more impactful moments of my young life. That happened about 20 years ago, if you're doing the math well, Mr. Smith. I remember that day like it was yesterday. He taught me lessons without me ever knowing I was in a classroom. The older I got, the more I journeyed through life, the more I looked back and learned from that day. They showed me that adversity, in this case, crippling cold weather, could not stop us unless we let it stop us. They showed me that the thoughts in my head that always want to be comfortable, warm, and cozy are not the thoughts I should follow if I want to find true meaning and happiness in this life. They showed me there was another path to walk. So, class of 23, I urge all of you, when those thoughts arrive, that's too difficult, no, that's too cold, too hot, I don't feel like it. Take a moment, take a chance, challenge those thoughts. If you start to grow the habit of respectfully challenging these thoughts, I believe you will find your true potential in this life. Just when you hear that voice say, this is too hard, remember, Everything you want in life is on the other side of hard. As my father and great Uncle Gene as my witnesses, I promise all of you have that same power within you to get to the other side of hard times. Next, I share a quote from Miss Kay when I asked her, "What would be your message to the class of 2023? She said, "Despite the topics I teach in the classroom, the main thing I really hope to teach you is simply how to be a good human. You will take care of us one day when we're old, so it is up to us to teach you why being a good human is most important of all." From this, I share a bit of a vulnerable story. I lost a friend of mine in a tragic, unexpected way a few months ago. We were in the thick of things with Mr. West rehearsals after school, and I knew I wasn't totally myself that day. I knew I was not at my best. Nick Brodnicki, Connor Keene, during Mr. West, otherwise known as the Twiz and Ginger Spice, had approached me in the parking lot as I was heading home. Unbeknownst to me, they had noticed my sad, stressed expression during rehearsals and can tell I was not myself that day. In the parking lot, they said, "Officer Jarzak, please don't stress. We know the rehearsals aren't going well right now, but we're going to get there, I promise." I said, "Boys, the stress has nothing to do with you, I promise. There's just a little something going on in my personal life." I got into my car, and I'm not ashamed to say I cried that day at how humbled I was at that gesture. They didn't know what was going on with me. All they knew is I was different that day and thought enough of it to assure me that everything was going to be okay. As I said, I wasn't stressed about the rehearsals. These guys were doing a great job, and that night was incredible. So despite not truly knowing why I was different that day, they still reached out to show some support. Thinking back on what Miss Case said, these two students are already showing that lesson in action. Be a good human. The lesson here, you notice that a friend, family member, coworker, whoever, is a little different on a certain day, maybe a bit stressed, depressed, or somewhere in between. Reach out to them. Show them love, acknowledge them, support them. In these moments, you are a good human. Wherever life takes you, whatever path you seek in life, remember to always be a good human. So to the Twiz and Ginger Spice, thanks for having my back that day. My last story is of inspiration. Devin McFarland. Mr. Mayor, you had no idea I'm going to speak about you tonight, my friend. Since starting here at Mr. West, I began to hear about the Unified Athletics program, which is comprised of our legendary special ed students. I stopped by to watch our Unified bowling team one evening and was overwhelmed by the experience. The joy on our Unified kids' faces as they compete leaves an impression on you. It is truly inspiring. So I happened to pop over to see how my man Devin was doing. First 4 frames, strikes, spares. If you know Devin, you know he's never shy to share his competitive fire. After the 4th frame, he and his teammate had a sizable lead over their competition. Devin strolls up to his mother and I, waves his hand in the air, and says, "Send him home, send him home, this one's over." His mother and I said, "Devin, show a little sportsmanship." He waited for a moment, as he just said no. He waited for a moment, steel man, paused, looked at us, said, "Nope, send him home, send him home." Devin bowled a 134 that day. I will never forget that. I can't even bowl a 134. Just a quick acknowledgement to our Unified athletes. We love you, and please remember to keep inspiring us. The lesson here, no matter what life throws at you, never forget to shine as brightly as you can. In fact, you owe it to yourselves and you owe it to the world to shine as brightly as you can. Mr. Mayor, it's been a pleasure to work with you, sir. I end today with a quote from famous actor Andre de Shields. There's 3 tips for life that I just love. Here are 3 tips for the class of 2023. Number 1, Surround yourselves with people whose eyes light up when they see you coming. Number 2, slowly is the fastest way to get where you want to be. And number 3, the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, so keep climbing. Thank you. Go West.
Thank you, Officer Jarzik. At this time, I would like to invite the President of our Board of Education, Mrs. Gates, to come to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Officer Jarzik is a hard act to follow. But take comfort in knowing that I am the last speech of this evening, and it's very short. So. Good evening, students, families, and staff of West Seneca West High School. It is an honor and privilege to be here tonight representing the West Seneca Board of Education. It is our collective joy to honor the graduating class of 2023. We are so proud of each and every one of you and would like to offer our sincerest congratulations on your accomplishments. Behind each of your success stories is your own unique combination of dedication, resilience, and ambition. As you walk across the stage tonight, being acknowledged for all those successes, it marks the start of a new beginning. We are excited and recognize the amazing potential you offer. You are the next generation of musicians and writers, electricians and builders, athletes and entrepreneurs, or whatever your next endeavor might be. Whether you're continuing your education by going to college, entering the workforce, or joining the armed forces, I encourage you to stay close to the people that love you and always remember where you came from. Wherever you go, we ask that you take a piece of West Seneca with you and share it with the rest of the world. We are so excited to see what the future holds for you. Please know that you will always have the support and love of this community behind you. Congratulations once again. Thank you.
Good job, Mrs. Gates. Thank you, Mrs. Gates. I ask that Mr. Bystrick join us at the podium. Mrs. Gates, as very, very proud principal of West Seneca West Senior High School, I present these, the graduates of the class of 2023, to you, certifying that they have met all the obligations and requirements for graduation as set forth by the State of New York and the Board of Education of West Seneca Central School District.
With the authority vested in me by the Board of Education of the West Seneca Central School District, I hereby declare you graduates of West Seneca West Senior High School with all the rights, honors, and privileges due to the holders of the diploma you are about to receive.
We're walking, folks. We're walking.
Megan Sansberry. Alexandra Jelinas. Aria Dusel. Matthew Weidman. Quinn Hagler. Maya Reich. Danielle Nadeau. Noah Weidman. Rebecca Gilbert. Carson Geist. Lindsay Kitchen. Dylan Reeve. Dolan Kazmarek. Devin McFarland Marino. Alyssa Harrington. Catherine Quinn. Ava Barth. Jessica Otis. Devin Caros Verduti. Riley Anzel. Savannah Atkinson. Jonathan Baudo. Caitlin Bedient. Tori Bernadoni. Riley Booty. Maeve Borden. Nicholas Brodnicki. Jordan Brown. Braden Chatwood. Kiara Collar. Alyssa Crode. Joshua Kroglia. Agnes Dabrowski. Juno Diatti. Julia Damagala. Elaine Drake. Isabel Dabalski. Matthew Endich. Lily Ernst. Cameron Phelan. Cameron Geising. Terrence Glover. Lydia Brzgorek. Grace Garino. Liliana Hamilton. Avery Harding. John Raymond Hasperter Jr. Alina Janikowski. Kellyanna Janikowski. Margaret Jarabek. Jason Johnson. Grace Cabell. Connor Keene. JC Klutzer. Timothy Kolek. Helena Kotis. Anastasia Kushka. Ellie Larkman. Gabriella Lewinsky. Shannon Litchin. Andrea Litwin. Aiden Longpakti. Abigail Ludwig. Joshua Lundin. Mara Mariani. Sophia Matos. Madeline Mazurek. John McCarthy. Michael McDonald. Caleb McLaurin. Gregory McGowan. Colin McNerney. Melissa Morlock. Katie Muruk. Molly Maldereg. Amber O'Brien. Drew O'Neill. Olivia Oliver. Ayana Palmer. Alexa Pilarski. Christian Pinelli. Joseph Pietrowski. Brian Piaworzik. Michael Pizzuto. Aiden Reynolds. Luke Roberts. Kendall Rowe. Lily Rudnicki. Kyle Sadowski. Rebecca San George. Sophia Savo. Joseph Shea. Robert Sheehan. Sydney Sikorsky. Tristan Smith. Kara Sweck. Maya Test. Thomas Tabolo. Abigail Toomey. Reagan Van Pelt. Jonah Vittoria. Luke Weaver. Nicholas Witchman. Joshua Weir. Casey Wertel. Ryan Wisniewski. Michael Wojcik. Kyle Zakowitz. John Zatluka. Emily Zawistowski. Xavier Alamin. Aiden Ellinger. Ariana Baker. Connor Beatty. Matthew Barrios. Carlo Bertero Naranjo. Michael Bideman. Benjamin Biddlecombe. Sean Bomber Jr. Aiden Brown. Zachary Buck. Cooper Carlson. Angelina Carney. Lucas Castleberry. Elisa Shirelli. Adriana Cicatello. Ethan Clark. Andrew Clove. Jade Collar. Grace Connolly. Griffin Conrad. Kelly Cosgrove. Sebastian Crawford. Connor Cuthbert. Desiree Davis. Dominic DeMarco. Gwen Durford. Rihanna DeVoe. Brandon Dietrich. Madison Dietz. Joshua Drismala. Jacob Elmsmod. Jonathan Fanala. Elena Ferry. Ethan Fix. Caitlin Gutowski. Aaron Gardner. Colin Garvey. Sarah Guillen. Austin Gensler. Adriana Gerard. Caden Galenti. Haley Guzzo. Dylan Hanovan. Tyler Hattrick. Patrick Heron. Thomas Jackson. Drew Deniszewski. Raylan Jarmus. Jason Johnson. Mackenzie Karcher. Abigail Kelleher. Hannah Kirsch. Do you want me to say both? Troy TJ Kerner. Madison Cormanek. Brianna Kovacs. Molly Kozub. Aaliyah Kramer. Lacey Kewick. Isabella Quilos. Janae Lark. Nijan Levy. Joseph Little. Andrew Link. Mackenzie Lohr. Nicholas Lutz. Colin Mackey. Madison McNeil. Ryan Mader. Ellen Magnuson. Jose Pablo Mardorf Miniert. Brendan Martin. I got you. Carly Matajasic. Sydney Mayer. Julia McCarthy. Hannah McCready. Charlotte Mendel. Devin Mendez. Keith Merriweather. Ryan Miller. Jacob Mills. Lucia Mullen. Tyler Morton. Jessica Nickerson. Julie Okanuski. Jeremy Ortel. Gianna Oshai. Adriana Pahalchik. Lauren Palez. Michael Parzamizo. Christian Patterson. Wesley Perong. Olivia Prince. Bryce Prisbola. William Pullett. Shane Ranero. Noah Royce. Richardville. Anaris Rivera Colon. Maya Roberson. Leo Romanchuk. Robert Rosenhan. Rudy Rosenhan. Aiden Rothenberger. Mackenzie Ruggiero. Bethany Rupert. Jacob Rupert. Aiden Ruth. Alexi Santiago. Anthony Saracena. Nathaniel Scarber. Katie Schifano. Mark Schlee. Justin Shuby. Cora Schwartz. Daniel Scott. Amanda Siebert. McKenna Shealy. Tyler Shaver. Nicholas Shepard. Noah Sigler. Adam Smilecki. Aaron Smith. Alexander Smith. Caden Smith. Logan Stiller. Jake Solkowski. Tyler Sussbach. Not yet. Omarion Thomas. Sharonon Thompson. Dylan Torres. Peyton Townley. Benjamin Trank. Evan Valancourt. Tanila Bass. Joseph Ventura. Madison Vogel. David Vogel. William Wallace III. Thomas Wheeler. Ryan Willard. Olivia Wilhoff. Maya Williamson. Jaden Wojciak. Jamie Wozniak. Charles Zagara. Amanda Zier. Maya Zubek.
Well done, everyone. All right, couple more things. At this time, members of the class of 2023, please move your tassels from the right to the left. You just graduated. You just graduated. All right. We now present the seniors from the West Senior Bel Canto Singers who will be performing For Good from the Broadway musical Wicked.
That we will never meet because I knew you.
I have been changed for good, and just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blamed me for.
But then I guess we know there's blame to share,
And none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet, like a who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you,
because I knew you.
because I knew you, I have been changed for
Just a couple thank yous and a final word from me. I'd like to recognize the graduation committee and all of our supervisors here tonight. Mrs. McManus and our main office put this together. I just show up. I'd like to also thank our wonderful music. That's just unbelievable. The music tonight with Mr. Blickwadell, Mr. Hasselbeck, Mr. Ursine, and Ms. Rauschy. Round of applause for all the singers. I'd like to recognize our advisors, Sydney Harkey and Loretta Sinkowski, and members of our class board, Ava Barth, Carson Geis, Alyssa Harrington, Miss Otis, Kate Quinn, and Megan Sainsbury. Round of applause for them. Huge round of applause for Megan. She kept me in line. You're a wonderful MC. Well done, Megan. She did it. I'd like to thank the Board of Education for allowing me to have this. I don't work. I just have fun with these students all day. So I don't know what I do, but thank you for letting me be here. I'd also like to thank our retirees, the Meanies. Mrs. Meany, you're graduating today. Mr. Sutton, Mrs. Banker, Mrs. Zerba, and Ms. Kiefer. Well done. You've also graduated tonight. We had some great words from Ms. Dusso, Ms. Jelinas. Officer Jarzik was a little toned down today. You like that? Thanks. Thanks, Mrs. Gates. Thanks, Mr. Bystrick. I have just one last thing to say. Class of 2023, you taught me a lesson. 4 years ago, your high school was interrupted. Everything I read, everything I saw on TV, every newspaper, every online, they all debated. They said this generation, it's going to take years before they bounce back. The repercussions are going to be on this generation forever. You bounce back. I asked you to be leaders, you led. I asked you to enjoy and have a great senior year, you did that. From opening day of sports in August to homecoming, to Veterans Day, to fall play, to the fall, winter, and spring sports season, to the musical, Mr. West, senior day and the prom, you bounce back. It's right that you're here at UB. This is where we belong, not out on a football field, burning in the sun and chasing the rain. You're the first class back in 4 years. The world can be negative. The world can be full of fear. Negative fear sells, we know that. The lesson you taught me, don't buy into that fear and negativity. I bought into it. Mr. Beisrick said, be optimistic. I say, be positive. You're the same thing. He said, you should be that way. I'm saying you are that way. We came together. We dealt with turmoil. We are diverse. We are different. We supported each other. We learned. We cheered each other on. We treated each other with the utmost respect. You proved to the negative and fearful of the world wrong. You brought us back. I'm going to tell you a story that kind of encapsulates this whole class. I said at scholarship night. It's kind of cool. So who is this class of 2023? At prom at Aqua, I always talk to the staff. I want to see how everything's going. And in talking to the staff, I found out that they work Aqua, Lafayette, the Foundry, and another place. The staff works 4 different venues. I kept asking them, is everything okay? At the end of the night, Mr. Mislinski, who's also one of our counselors, he was the DJ for the night. What school has a DJ staff member? He overheard the staff talking about you. He did. They didn't know he was a staff member, but he heard what they had to say. They said, what school are they from? And somebody said, West Seneca West. And then he overheard somebody say, they were lit. That's good. My daughter told me that. Then he heard them say, that was the best prom ever. Now think about that. They were unguarded and they were honest. It was like whispering or hearing for a secret, people talking about people. They didn't know who the DJ was. There's 3 truths: death, taxes, and the older generation mocking out the younger generation, right? Mr. Mislinski heard the older generation not mocking you out, but saying that you're the best prom. This is a venue that does proms. They've seen hundreds of proms. So when you walk out in public, you make us proud. That is what you did at your time at West. You were lit. You are the best of West. No matter where we put you, you are the best of West. West Senior is special, and that staff saw it. The world is not a scary place with you in it. The world will never be negative with you in it. Wherever you go, bring West, Mrs. Gates said that, bring a little West Seneca to you. Whatever that place is, it's college, it's your job, it's your military. That's what you did here for 4 years. You are lit. I cannot thank you enough for teaching an old guy who was worried 4 years ago that our young people are good and just. We are in very, very good hands. You left your mark. Every class is different and distinct. You made a positive impact on West Seneca. Now go out to the world and continue the legacy you left here. I am so darn proud of you. I cannot thank you enough. You made my year. We're almost done, folks. I'd ask the audience to remain in their seats while the graduates exit the auditorium, but we have one final word from Devin Carol Sperduti. I do want to, before I leave the podium, I do want to hear something from you all. Now, Mr. Jarzik gets his woo. You know what I get. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We can be way better than that. We're not doing that one. All right, that's a good warm-up. I get it. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes. The new mascot will be announced in July. Oh, you can't boo me yet. No way. No way. I had to do it. I'm sorry. You are awesome. I cannot thank you enough. Come home. I love you. Devin, let's round this out.
First time speaking in front of such a large audience, and I can just want to let everyone to know that you should have 911 on speed dial because my heart is pounding out of my chest right now. Well, I can't really leave you with anything like a special lesson or anything, but I would just like to thank Mr. Brinker for having us all here and having this wonderful ceremony. And speaking on behalf of the executive board and all of the senior class, I would like to thank all the speakers, all the teachers, all the staff, and everyone who showed up to this wonderful graduation, and everyone who's at home watching through our live class. It was a wonderful 4 years here with all of you, and it's been unforgettable. And as we go on, I think it's important that we all have confidence in ourselves as going forward, wherever we go with our lives, and go West.
We're done.
Oh.